I am Paulina Sliva. I'm a senior lecturer in the philosophy faculty, and I'm also one of Cambridge UCU's equality and diversity reps.
My name is Edward Lee Six, and I've just finished a PhD in English literature.
I'm Ewan and I'm a student at King's College, and I've come here with Cambridge Defend Education, joining the Graduate Union and the University College Union, UCU, to raise awareness among prospective students about the issues of casualisation and the gender pay gap at Cambridge. Because we think these are issues that affect students as well as staff, and we're standing in solidarity with staff here today, talking, cycling and walking amongst the prospective students.
So the purpose of doing this on the open day is to raise awareness for the issue, both for the gender pay gap and for the level of casualisation across Cambridge. And also to make sure that prospective students are really informed about the working conditions of the people who will ultimately will be providing their education.
Precarity is the fact that when I work I don't have a contract, that I don't really know when I'm next going to be employed or how many hours I'm going to be working, which means I might end up working too much or too little. It means that I don't always know how much I'm even being paid, and it's the total number of factors which creates a permanent uncertainty about the conditions under which I work.
The gender pay gap at the University of Cambridge compares pretty poorly to the rest of the sector. So we stand around 19.7%, whereas the higher education sector as a whole stands at around 12%. We've put in a claim earlier this year to the university, asking them to work with us on narrowing the gender pay gap. And we have been really disappointed at the lack of engagement and, frankly, the lack of interest of the senior management of this university, despite paying all this lip service to gender equality.
On a personal level, all these people, the people in Cambridge that struggle with these issues of casualisation and the gender pay gap, are also our teachers, the people we learn from. In many cases, they're our friends and the people we rely on for academic and also social support. And if they're facing these issues of precarity, of casualisation and of low pay, and that affects us as well in terms of teaching standards, in terms of their own mental and social well-being.
What we need to understand is that Cambridge is thriving on an image of its own exceptionalism, which means that Cambridge thinks it's an especially good university, which it may be in some respects, but in terms of how it treats the workers who actually make up the university, it's not especially good. It's like any other university which has been subjected to intense pressures and intense marketisation. And on the question of how widespread it is, it's difficult to assess, but the number of precarious workers is high enough to make the whole system unthinkable without non-contracted hourly paid precarious labour. It would be like taking away 1 in 4 or 1 in 3 or in some cases 1 in 2 hours of teaching. So the whole system would disappear overnight if it didn't have exploitative labour to depend upon.